Hey there guys, welcome back to Flosstube episode number 24. My name is Liz, my company is Hello from Liz Matthews, and I'm excited to spend part of this Sunday with you today. I apologize in advance if you hear that motorcycle going by or some birds chirping. It's a nice day here in Maryland, so the windows are open. I'm in front of my big bay window capturing the best light, so if you hear that, just pretend that you don't. I have a lot of things to share with you today. I have stitching, I have StitchMaynia, I have product updates, product release information, a lot of things. So I'm just gonna go through it. I do have some notes and I'm gonna try to keep everything in order, but you know, I might just diverge somewhere and then I'll start stumbling over my words and we just go with it because that's what always happens. I hope you guys are doing really well. Things have been pretty laid back here. I did take Thursday off, which is basically unheard of for me. I don't think I've taken a day off, like an official day off, since January. It was very hard for me. I love what I do. I love working. I do it nonstop, but I decided to, I guess, basically give myself a guilt-free day off. That's what I should say, to plant my gardens out back. So I spent the whole day fixing up our outdoor living area, which I'm so excited about because, you know, since we're home more, that's just more outdoor living space that we can have. And as the weather gets nicer, I think we'll really enjoy it. So we planted all of our vegetables and herbs, mostly vegetables and herbs, a few flowers out back, but I have that area looking really nice. Maybe you saw it on Instagram, I shared it there. And then I also did some planting in our front garden beds. I chose to plant seeds this year. I have never done that. It was a completely new experience for me. I sowed them directly into the ground after the, chance of frost was over for the year, and I planted nasturtiums, cosmos, and a bunch of zinnias. My plan is to have a cutting garden, so fingers crossed that I'm doing it all right. And we'll see if in a week or two we have some little baby flower blooms popping up. Buds, not buds, blooms. See? Started already. So wish me luck with that. I've been babying them, watering them, watching out for frost. I think we're past that now. It's always after Mother's Day you are clear here in Maryland, so I think we're good to go. But man, was my body sore after gardening, which I didn't expect at all. It's kind of scary how true that was, and definitely sad how true it was. I was quite sore, but I have some really lovely areas to show for it. So that was Thursday. Today we actually, I guess I can't say that we celebrated Mare's Day, but we did a little call with Mare, my stepmom. We always celebrate Mare's Day a week after Mother's Day, just to give her her own special day. So I got to talk to her today. I sure do miss seeing her and my dad. I see my mom in a parking lot occasionally, but I miss hugging her. So that was today, and I think aside from that, we've just been kind of laying low. I've been stitching away. I have actually already started stitching for July releases, which is so weird to me because I'm still in the excitement of all of the May releases, so it's hard to think about July already, but I have to have something to stitch, so I'm putting my stitches to good use, and I am excited to share some of that with you today. We'll share a little sneak peek and not too much. More on that later. And aside from that, same old here. Let's see, where do I want to start? Let's start with my stitching. I already talked about it. This is what I have been stitching on. Like I said, I'm not going to give you all the details. I did a post showing this on my Instagram story a couple nights ago, and I got a lot of comments. So let me give you an up close look here. It's just a decorative little thing happening. I am stitching this with Weeks Dye Works thread on color and cotton 36 count linen. I'm doing 2/2, and I feel like I'm in a very strange place with my linen and thread combos because I recently got used to stitching on 40 count. Quite like it. You do that with one thread. well, I stitched 1 thread over 2 on 40 count, and this is back to 36 count, which I have always stitched on previous to my 40 count, but I had always done that 2 over 2, and I think now that I have tried the 1 thread, 2 is starting to feel really, really bulky. I don't know, it's just, there's just something strange going on with this. So I think my next stitch, I'm gonna do 1 over 2 on 36 count and see how that goes. It's just something I'm finding, you know, as I experiment and try new things. This linen is so nice. We're gonna talk more about color and cotton linen in this video, but this is my first time ever stitching on it. It is so lovely. It is what is this? This is a Edinburgh linen. I believe it is Weigart based. It does have the orange stripe in, is this a selvage? So I think it's Weigart based. It is really, really, really nice. The holes are even. The linen is soft, but not too soft. It still has structure, but I am really so much enjoying stitching on this linen. And I think I will enjoy it even more when I work out my number of threads issue. I hope that was clear the way I described it. So just finding my sweet spot, and I am really, really, really into this linen. As I said, we'll talk about it more, but this color, what this is shaping up to be, I'm very pleased with. So I'm gonna put that away. I'm not sure that you will see this again because I think I'll finish this before my next video, but come July, you'll see what this is to become. So that's been my stitching. I also, not going to show you, did get an entire piece done for July. I feel like that was just so cruel that I just said that to you. But just in case you think I haven't been stitching, I have. And it's another piece that you will see in July. Just pretend like I didn't say that. If I edited my videos, I would edit that out. I'm so sorry. Aside from that, I have been doing my StitchMaynia. If you watched my StitchMaynia video or my last Flosstube video, you will know that I have created my own version of StitchMaynia because I was so envious of everybody prepping and kitting and participating in StitchMaynia that I wanted to do my own version. So instead of like 20 new starts or whips or anything like that, because I don't do those, I chose 22. I was aiming for 20. I got 22 new products that I had been wanting to try, and I've been giving them a go. And more than just trying them out, I put them together in ways that create a finished product. So in my last Flosstube video, number 23, we talked about this, and I broke down all of the new to me products I used to create this. And I also made this pattern. Do I have it? Here we go. I also made this pattern a freebie available to you so that you can also benefit from my StitchMaynia. So this was the finished product. Watch my last Flosstube video to get a full breakdown of what I used here. And then if you go to my Instagram, in my Instagram profile, there is a link. It's a Linktree link. So when you click it, you'll have a whole bunch of tabs to choose from. One of them is Miss You Mania freebie, and it will take you to this chart, which you can print off and stitch one for yourself. I thought the Miss You was especially poignant right now, and I know a couple people who are stitching this to send to a friend, which I think is just the sweetest. So that's there. Make sure you get that. And I have already finished, obviously we're talking about it right now, my next Mania piece. So let me go ahead and let's see. Yeah, I'm going to show you the finished product. This is it. It is a little, let's see if I can get it to focus. It's a little heart piece. I originally, well, let's see. What I knew I wanted to start with for this piece was the orange fabric. And I knew I had black thread, so I immediately thought like a Halloween piece. So that's kind of what I intended when I charted this out and made this is it'd be perfect for Halloween. So this is the piece we're going to talk about today. It uses several new to me things, and I'll tell you about how I finished this. It's actually a magnet that's on my fridge right now. So for this piece, what I used, and I'll break down my thoughts on all of them, are fiber on a Whim fabric. Now I have never used fiber on a Whim fabric. I got an order from Market. I placed it at Market and got it in the mail a bit longer, and this is new to me linen. This is 36 count. I'm not sure of the like Edinburgh, Newcastle, what I don't know about that, but it is in the colorway Brick, which is so pretty. So pretty. I really like this fabric. It is a total hit in my book. It is soft. It's easy to stitch on. The holes are evenly spaced. The needle just flows. So this is a total win. I really love this. It's in the colorway Brick. Did I say that? It has beautiful modeling and variegation, and you can find her products in stores or online, and I will definitely be using it again. It is that orange background linen there. Now to do all of the hearts, let's see, I used the new to me I used Dinky Dye's hand dyed silk. I had never used Dinky Dye's silk before. This was a total first time. And I got the colorway 130, which is also known as Black Coral. You get 8 meters of the silk on this skein, and it is 100% silk. I ordered it from my LNS and it cost $4.75. So it's right there in the silk range, a total normal price for silks. What I like about it is that it's hand dyed, and it has some variegation, and it is, I guess, over dyed, you would say. Let me see if I can show you up close here. You can see that there's some grays and some browns in there, which was new. It's a new product for me, but also I had been used to using needlepoint silk, which is a solid color. So I really enjoyed getting some variegation from the silk and the look that it gave to my stitching. Now, I did have a hard time, I have to say, with the kinkiness of the Dinky Dye's silk. It caused a little knot to happen at the end of every pull of my needle. I think it was just the way it's wound creates a little bit of a kinky texture, and until you put several stitches through your fabric, it kept that kinky texture. And how do I say this? The end of my 2 pieces of thread always got a little knot as I was pulling towards the end of the length. It did work itself out. Like I said, after I got several stitches in, it's like it smoothed itself out, but that was a challenge for me that I wasn't expecting. I am anxious to try more Dinky Dye's flosses, threads. I know you guys really like them, and I do kind of wish that I didn't just get the colorway black. I wish I had gone with a color, but it worked well for this pattern. So I'm gonna try more of them. It's stitched up really lovely, has a nice texture, has a nice sheen to it, and that's my thoughts on Dinky Dyes. Now to create this, I used, let me try to give you a profile view here. I used the sticky board that I have never used before. And I cut the sticky board in the shape of a heart. I know that many of you are probably like, what? I don't know how you did that, because I've heard Priscilla and Chelsea talking about it before, how it can really gum up their paper cutter or scissors, and it's really hard to do that. So here's the trick. It's this saw. You guys probably know by now I have a background in metalsmithing and jewelry design, and this is a necessary metalsmithing and jewelry design tool. It is a metal saw frame, so I'm not sure if you can see it there, but there's a tiny blade that you use to cut metal. Yeah, that's the size of the blade you use to cut metal. Can you believe it? Well, it also cuts sticky board. So I just traced a heart in my sticky board here, and then cut it with a saw frame. Now I know that this is not something that most people have on hand. It is pretty easy to get. If you're interested, I can tell you how to source it, how to put the blade in, all of those things, but it worked well for me. So I realized that most sticky board is not available in a heart form, but I made it work. Sticky board, I have mixed feelings on. I think it's really great for some applications. Like this wasn't going to be finished into a frame. This needed something unusual and it worked great for that. It's not my favorite thing in the world, and I'm not sure how much I will use it in the future because I tend to be more of a traditionalist in that I like things framed or maybe finished as a pillow, but mostly framed. I just like that look. So I am glad to have it on hand. I'm not sure it's something that I'm going to reach for a lot. I know many of you probably really, really love it. I did enjoy the quick finish aspect of it. So I know it has some perks, but I just think that maybe it's not quite my thing. Also, let me grab it. The sticky side, the side with the stick, I should say, is under this red coating. And every time I tried to pull it, I ended up separating all of the cardboard layers, trying to find my way to the peel off layer. That makes sense. So anyway, I ended up with some not crisp edges because I had kind of shredded them trying to get that top layer peeled off because it's kind of hard to get to. Even now I'm trying to do it, and what I'm doing is actually just like shredding that. I feel very not articulate today, but hopefully that made sense. So that's my review on sticky board. Has its purpose. Not sure it'll find its way into many of my like fully finished products. So that's the Dinky dies, the fabric, the sticky board. From there, I just ruched some black ribbon that I had on hand, nothing special, nothing new. And then in order to have a finished product, I put some felt on the back and a magnet, all hot glue. Thank goodness for hot glue. And now this lives on my fridge. So that is my review of sticky board, fiber on a whim, Dinky dies. The other thing I wanted to touch on from my StitchMaynia are these floss keys that I told you I was gonna try. I called my LNS and asked her if she had any floss keys from a brand other than DMC. I wanted to give them a try because this is a DMC. These little slices down here tend to be a little too big for my liking, and they always let my thread slip out. So it's never like a neat, fully wound bobbin. It's just, this is too loose to catch my strand of thread. So I wanted to try something different, and what she had was this brand, which doesn't even have a brand. Oh, it's Yarn Tree. Yarn Tree puts these out, and it is 25 floss keys for $2.50. So definitely more, I don't know if it's more affordable than DMC, to be honest, but definitely affordable. Let me show you the differences. DMC is on my left, this is DMC, because I can't remember if we're reversed or not. And this is the Yarn Tree floss bobbin. You can see there's a difference in size, in hole placement, and also the slices in the key. Also, there is a major difference in weight. Bottom line, I don't like these. In conclusion, I don't like these at all. They are way too flimsy. By the time I wrote my color on the top and then wound my thread, the Sharpie that I used to write the color on the top was already wearing off. Also, the flimsiness just doesn't work, and instead of being too loose, these are insanely tight. So I'm gonna stick with my DMC. Kind of one of those, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it things. DMC has been around for ages and they know what they're doing. So I'm gonna stick with my DMC floss keys. Okay, so that is my Mania updates of these new products. I do not have this online and available yet as a freebie. Honestly, I wasn't sure if you guys would want it because it's simplicity. And just curious if you guys would want to stitch this at all. Let me know. If you do, I can get a freebie typed up and upload it to my link tree. But if not, it's no big deal. We're just gonna move on. I have one more Mania, one or two, I can't remember, project I'm gonna do for you. So you will see another Mania review in my next video. Moving on from there, I take a breath. I always get going so fast that I'm out of breath. Moving on from there, I want to talk about something very fun. You guys really like this. I really like this. It's one of my favorite, well, that's not true. I like all my new releases, but this has a special place in my heart. You guys know that you can finish that as a sampler or tree. This is called the First Day of Christmas Sampler and Tree. This tree was originally done as a punch needle tree and everybody wanted it converted to cross stitch, so that's what I did. And in the charting process, I also designed a more traditional sampler version of it, which you have here. So that's the backstory on that. This came out May 1st. It is by far the most popular of my new releases, and there has been a lot of buzz about it, a lot of conversations that I am enjoying and just loving chatting with you guys about it. So the first thing that you guys wanted to know was if it's going to be a series, and I addressed this in my last Flosstube. I didn't think it was going to be, but you overwhelmed me with requests for it. So yes, I have committed to doing a series of all of the days of Christmas. When, I don't know. They'll come out as I go. You can definitely expect more by this holiday season. But I need to talk to you about some things regarding that moving forward. I have mentioned that I will always do the same stitch measurement for the sampler, which is going to be, it's easier to do it on here, which is going to be the stitch count of the solid border here, not the ornamental. So in case you're wanting to do all 12 days of Christmas on one big piece, that just kind of gives you a heads up and some information about moving forward. So each piece will have that same straight border stitch count. This like pointiness, that might change, but the same rectangle stitch count. I do have to report, excuse me, I've been doing some planning, thinking ahead. The 12 Days of Christmas is going to be in sampler form only. I know that's going to disappoint some people and I'm so sorry, but if you start to think about it with me, by the time we get to the 12, I'm already forgetting what it is, trying to get 12 of anything in this size is going to be really hard. So I am going to be going forward with the sampler rectangle format. You are of course welcome to stitch all of them into trees if you prefer. Just know that you might not have 12 of whatever they are, which I can't remember right now, fitting in your tree. I just know that I'm going to need all of the available space that I can get when I get up to those higher numbers. So they will be designed in this rectangular format. Someone did ask me what the size of this custom made frame was. They wanted to go ahead and order one. This is from Frame and Wire Shop on Etsy, and the opening size, so like this right here, is 5 1/4 inches across by 6 3/4 inches tall. So it's 5 1/4 across, 6 3/4 tall. So go ahead and get your order in. What else did I want to say about this? that it's going to be in sampler form only. The 12 Days of Christmas are coming. Oh yeah, that I'm hosting a SAL. I'm going to do a stitch along for all 12 Days of Christmas. If you were keeping like an insanely close eye on my Instagram, you will see that I have already gone back and tagged any pictures that show this on my feed with the hashtag that I'm going to use for this SAL. It is, are you ready? Hello Christmas Days SAL. Hello, because my company is Hello Christmas Days, plural, SAL. I'll put the information in the description box below, but I'm really excited to host this. I have never been part of a SAL. I've never hosted a SAL, so I'm winging it, but I think that there's a lot of excitement around this, and because it's gonna be so ongoing, I thought it would be really, really fun. So use that hashtag as you're stitching on this piece or pieces in the future. I will be watching. I invite everybody to follow along. This is an ongoing SAL, certainly not timed, and I will be using that hashtag to share sneak peeks of all of the days yet to come. I just thought it would be really fun, and I'm really excited about the excitement surrounding this design, so I wanted to be part of that, and I'm going to try to find some fun ways to interact with you guys and make this unique and interesting. So I hope that you'll join. You can order that chart now from your LNSs. There are some online shops who also have it. So please join me if that's something that interests you. Again, it is hashtag Hello Christmas Days, plural, SAL. Speaking of stitch alongs, my friend Shannon is going to host a stitch along for the Red R Sampler. She does not have a hashtag yet, but I will link her channel. It's MStitchers in the description box below. And of course, as she makes that information available, I will share it on all of my social media, but that is exciting too. And again, I am looking forward to following along and finding a new and unusual way to participate in that. So thank you, Shannon, for doing that. I am excited to see what everybody does. Okay, here's some womp news. Makes me very upset. The Red R Sampler has an error in the thread list. Finding out about this error, I'm hard on myself. I take it hard because I'm a perfectionist, and it really upsets me to know that some people spent money kitting this up, and I had a misprint in the color for the vibrant Red R. Go figure. It's this color. It's also used in all of the motifs. And on the back, it is a symbol, the solid circle symbol, fourth down from the bottom. The misprint is in the needlepoint silk color number. I have printed here 543. It is 534. And I sincerely apologize for that error. I have contacted all of the shops on my mailing list to let them know, and I've also put a post on my Instagram feed announcing that correction as well. I am so sorry if you have started to kit this up and purchased the wrong color. I am so sorry about that. I try my best to proofread everything. I have asked Joe to step in and help proofread everything in the future, and I just apologize. So just know that that error is there. I'm embarrassed about it. I feel bad about it, and I'm correcting everything moving forward. So make sure that you get your red for your Red R Sampler. It is needlepoint silk 534. Okay. Some other things. Okay, I'm looking at my notes down here. Some other things I wanted to touch on are some Instagram updates. I am going to spend some time today, takes quite a bit of time actually, putting all of the called for supply lists for all of my recent releases and my last, the 12 from market, on my Instagram highlights, so that you can use that as a tool whenever you are out shopping wanting to kit up and get all of your materials for any of my designs, you can use my Instagram highlights as a tool to know what you need and what you need to gather. So that's going to be my task for this evening, is to get all the called for information on there for you. I am behind, but I will make it happen today. In addition to that, I have heard you and I have finally figured out how to put my Instagram tutorial on making my trees. I thought I had one here. Making my trees on YouTube. So it's actually already up there now. If you're watching this video, you just have to go back one and you will see that I now have a YouTube tutorial for how to do this. I got feedback that many people didn't know how to find it, or they weren't on Instagram, because that's where it was originally posted, as an Instagram story and highlight. So I just did a screen record and I posted the tutorial to YouTube. So if you have been wondering how to do that, just look for that. I think I called it Hello from Liz Matthews tree tutorial video here on my Flosstube channel. Hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions. I am such a visual learner that having a video tutorial I think is the best way to share information about how to do that. I hope it works for you, but I am always available to shoot questions my way. So just let me know if you have any. That is up there now. And then I want to talk to you about some Happy Mail I got. One is a stash of linen, which I'm going to get to in a minute. And the other is the most thoughtful, kind book that I received in the mail from my friend Janny. She sent this and I was like, what is this? It is called Lighter Than Air. It is the story of the first woman hot air balloon pilot. This book is so gorgeous. And beyond the book being gorgeous and really informative, the fact that Janny thought of me when she saw this book, or she knew about this book and knew how much I would like it and send it to me, blows me away. I don't know. It just really touched me and I appreciate it so much. Let me read you just the quick blurb about it, because I found this book to be not only illustrated beautifully, but really, really interesting. It says, behold, the story of Sophie Blanchard, an extraordinary woman who is largely forgotten despite her claim to being the first female pilot in history. In 18th century France, balloonomania has gripped the nation, but all the pioneering astronauts are men. Aeronauts, not astronauts. The job of breaking that barrier falls to a most unlikely figure, a shy girl from a seaside village who is entirely devoted to her dream of flight. So Janny sent this to me because I put out the Aloft chart a few weeks ago, and it shows the scene of the hot air balloons launching in Paris in 1783. So I'm just so touched by this. I thought it was just the kindest thing, and this book is also really lovely. So Janny, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are also into balloonomania, you might want to check this book out. It's a quick read. It's really actually very it's historically based, but the information that they pack into this 36-page book is crazy. I learned so much. It was just really nice. Thank you, Janny. And then getting back to kind of the stitchy things, look at the package I received from Color and Cotton. These linens are amazing. I did a full color breakdown, color review on Instagram because I am obsessed with these Color and Cotton linens. I had never stitched on them prior to receiving this package in the mail, but had heard only good things. And if you remember from a couple of videos back, I am now a subscribed member to her Fiber of the Month Club. I purchased the Fat Eighths cut a 40 count linen every month in the neutral colorway. As far as I know, her club is still open. I know that 40 count's not available because she's having trouble sourcing the linen from Zweigart, but you can still do 36 count, which is what all of this loveliness is. So like get over there, sign up as fast as you can because it is so fun. But I now have all of these in my hands to look at and to admire and to love. I have already started stitching on one piece, and I've already selected another piece for another upcoming release. These linens are so beautiful. I'm a neutral lover. Let me just real quick show you. This is Havana. Look at that modeling. Oh, it's so good. I'm going to run through all the colors I got with you real quick just so you can see them and love them as much as I do. Again, I talked about it when I was showing you what I'm currently stitching, but they are like, they're not super soft. They hold their form, but not in a stiff way. The holes, the linen, the dye, it's so good. It is so good. All right, let me show you these colors. I'm going to show you this one. This is a Cottage Stone, which I reviewed in my last video because it was my fabric of the month. This is 36 count Havana, 36 count Stratus, which is what I'm stitching on now, 36 count Salt Rock. It does have a bluish undertone. Really, really nice. Let me see here. This is 36 count Merlot. I'm finding that my screen always makes this a little bit more vibrant than it is. It does have an overall kind of matte look that's not translating. So this will be a fun and kind of new look for me. I'm excited to try that one out. Then we have some more neutrals. Every one of these I hold up, I want to be like, this is my favorite. And here we have my favorite, but they're all my favorite. This is Raw Muslin. And then lastly, I have Aged Paper. It kind of has a warmer undertone to it. I say this a million times. If you follow me on Instagram, yesterday I showed you the color palette of another upcoming Halloween release that I'm doing, and I laid it on 3 different color and cotton fabrics, asking you what you preferred, what you think it looks best on. I loved doing that. I loved seeing your response. I have decided, if you are curious, I'm going with Boardwalk. I think it really shows the colors off very well. Kind of has like a grungy green undertone, which I think will be perfect. So I'm obsessed with these linens. Needless to say, I received those, felt them, looked at them, saw the quality of them, and that evening I was on my computer ordering 4 more fat quarters. Off the top of my head, oh shoot, Sampler Gold, Bark, Colonnade, and a T. I forget what it is. 2 neutrals, 2 colors. I will absolutely share them with you when they come in, but that should tell you. I have just received this and I was like, nope, I need more. So they're really, really good. And I've talked about this in the past. I have to be kind of careful as a designer. I don't ever want to stitch something on a product that stores have trouble sourcing. I do not want to be a headache to stores. I don't want to make anything more complicated. They have enough going on. Store managers, store orderers, store owners, they have enough that they have to do, that I don't want to choose a product that just is a pain to them. So I know that Color and Cotton is easy for them to work with, and they recommend Color and Cotton and like working with them. So when I found that out, I was like, I'm going for it. Order. So I have more of those coming. Like I said, I am very excited to be able to use them in my designs, and we'll share them with you when they arrive. But if you've been curious about Color and Cotton, go for it. Go for it. And definitely do that fiber fabric. Always do that. Do the fabric of the month club, and then you can let me know what you get. They have a neutral and it's not colorful. It's not vibrant, it's not bold. Bright. They have a neutral and a bright club. They also do over-dyed cotton thread clubs, so do them all. Do them all, because these products are really good. So that was my Happy Mail. One more thing. This, my camera might bounce because this is kind of heavy. I got a book set. You know how obsessed I've been about books and reading up on the history of samplers. This is a 2-book set by Betty Ring, who is kind of known to be the authority on antique and antique needlework. And this is out of print. It's kind of hard to come by. I found one on an auction site and I got it. So this is just really happy to me. There's colored pictures throughout, and I'm just gonna continue learning more about this art form that I love. I do plan on sharing that information with you in the future, but this was just a really happy score and find that I wanted to show you. And also let you know that if you have been looking for this book set, but didn't want to spend $150, neither did I, and I didn't. So you can find it for a very affordable price. It's out there, you just have to kind of look for it and be patient. But more on what's in here coming soon. I have some plans for kind of a new feature on my Flosstube videos, but just something to look forward to. Thank you for letting me share this happiness with you. Aside from that, I think I'm gonna wrap up. 41 minutes. Again, didn't think I could do that, but I did. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope StitchMaynia is doing well. You guys are busy little stitcher bees, and I am too. So I will be back in about a week, but you will always see me chatting away, posting away on Instagram. I hope you see me there. My handle is Hello from Liz Matthews, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit.